Hello everyone and welcome back to another video, and today I want to talk about Robert Rudolph Remus, aka Sergeant Slaughter. Now, this guy's first appearance was in 1985, and he's a Marine. He's from the Marine Corps, and he was also a GI Joe drill instructor. He was part of GI Joe. This guy's birthplace was Parris Island, South Carolina. And yes, he is a rank E7 gunnery sergeant. His primary MOs are infantry drill instructor. His secondary MOs are survival instructors. And his first appearance in a comic was issue 48 of the GI Joe comics back in the 80s. Now, of course, we're here to talk about the new number 53 GI Joe Classified Sergeant Slaughter. Now, I know I just gave you guys a quick little history lesson in the beginning, but what a great name is Robert Rudolph Remus. If you take each one of his initials and put them all together, it's R&R. That's pretty freaking cool, man. Pretty cool. All right, so listen. Back in the day when I was a kid, I had this figure. A matter of fact, just real quick before I get into the review, and I know hopefully I don't bore you guys too much with this, but he was a mail away. You had to get him through, through the mail. Anyways, I got him, and then as a birthday gift for my grandfather, I ended up getting Serpentor. So I was like on cloud 9 with that. But just a few years ago, I'd say about maybe a year, 2 years ago, about 2 years ago, my brother was telling me and reminiscing about the original Sky Striker, and I found one for him, complete with ace, all intact, everything. And I also found a original Sergeant Slaughter that came, he had everything that he came with from back in the day. And I put him in the Sky Striker along with Ace, and I sent him to my brother, and my brother was just so ecstatic that he got that gift that, yeah, it was great. All right, guys, so enough of my rambling. Let's get into taking a look at this new Sergeant Slaughter that Hasbro has put out. And yes, he comes with a plethora of stuff. He comes with, what? 4 sets of, no, 5 sets, 6 sets, 5 sets, 6 sets, let's see, 4 sets of hands. So altogether, that's what, like 8 different, but it's really not, because you gotta have 2 hands on each side. But anyway, enough of my rambling. Let's get into taking a look at this guy's accessories and what he comes with, because he does come with some pretty cool stuff. And as you can see, I already have his hat on him and his glasses, which are considered accessories with this guy. But you can't have a complete Sergeant Slaughter without having the glasses and his signature hat. So with that being said, let's get on to taking a look at these accessories. Starting off, we have his gripping hands, or his trigger finger hands. Next, we have his set of pointy finger hands. And next we have his, gripping hands, which is really cool that he comes with these. All right, so next we have the Sarge's baton. I like the way they did the little strap with the wrapping around here and the gold ball at the end. This is his military baton, his, I'm gonna smack you with this because you're getting out of line, and training baton. Next we have the Sarge's whistle, and I like the way it's just painted all in gold. Could have been silver, which would have been fine. It's got a nice little gold whistle, very nicely done. And then it has the leather strap that holds the actual whistle. And the cool thing about it is, look at the little texture. I don't know if it's coming through on camera, but it has a lot of texture to it. All right, so next is the Sarge's SKS. And we've seen this before with the Cobra officer. Of course, the clip does come out and pops back in. And then you have the flashlight that plugs in onto the side here. And that's considered as an accessory as well. That actually plugs into that hole right here. Let me see if I can actually do this while I'm on camera. Yep, popped it right in. They put a little brown on the handle, the pistol grip, and then over here on the actual going towards the barrel, they put a little bit of brown on there. Then you have the stock of the gun, and you have your slide and your, you know, automatic, semi-automatic, or single shot, and your safety and all the goodness. And I will talk a little bit more about this in a little bit. Next, we have Sergeant Slaughter, who comes with his very own G.I. Joe action figure, carded in the plastic bubble with his arms crossed. Really cool. I mean, they did a great job. I mean, yeah, it would have been cool if they were able to get the old G.I. Joe, you know, bio on the back along with, you know, the other characters. That would have been cool, but I like the way they did the star. That's cool too. But the bio would have been more nostalgic. And then we have the Sarge himself. And yes, you can slide this out of the plastic if you want to take it out, and then you're able to put it back in. I'm not taking my little dude out. I'm going to leave him in there, but that's really cool. A lot of cool detail going on in there. All right, now let's get into taking a look at the Sarge himself. Now, I know I didn't show off the other hands, but here are the other two, which are the fist hands. Now getting into this figure, so we have Sarge himself, and I mean, that is just a beautiful sculpt from back in the day from the old cartoon. Now, taking a look at the Sarge's hat, all right, you know, look, he's got the E7 Gunnery Sergeant emblem on the top, and that's exactly what the emblem that should have come on, like gun hose hat. He has that emblem as well on there, because most of the Joes are pretty much sergeants at, well, pretty much the whole cartoon. They're pretty much sergeants. Spirit is, Duke is, you know, Roadblock, Gun Ho. They're pretty much all sergeants. But Sergeant Slaughter is the top dog of them all when it comes down to it, as far as drill sergeants. All right, so let's remove this hat. So you have the hat. You can see the chevron on there. Very nice. I like the way they did the black strap going across. Very nice. Very well done. Now moving on to his glasses. His glasses are silver painted with a little bit of brown. Nicely done. And I like the way that they did the handles in the back kind of sideways. I know I could have showed them off as separate accessories when I was showing off all the other accessories, but I just wanted to do it as I was getting into the actual figure himself. Now, as far as it's looking like Sergeant Slaughter, yes, it does. It looks like Sergeant Slaughter from back in the day from the cartoon. Also his, you know, hair being parted along the side. I don't know if you guys remember that episode when, what was it, him in, was it Wetsuit? They went and got into that secret organization or whatever it was. It was Cobra Commander and Storm Shadow. Anyway, whatever. And his hat came off, and he you know, the guy dented the hat with a pipe, and Sarge took his hat off and like punched him right through the hat and straightened it out and put it on. Nicely done. And then of course, you know, from the Star Wars, yeah, real nice. The G.I. Joe movie, of course, Sarge was in that as well. All right, so head sculpt, beautiful. Enough of my rambling. I love the way they did the eyes, the mustache, the look, everything. This is a younger Sergeant Slaughter compared to the Valaverse, where he is an older Sergeant Slaughter, which I will do a compare video between the Hasbro Sergeant Slaughter and the Valaverse Sergeant Slaughter after I post this one. So just be on the look for that one. All right, so moving down as far as to the torso, I love the way that they did the tank top. Love the way they put the texture in there, the black, all the way around to the back. His arms, going down to the black wristbands, moving down to the belt, gold buckle, very nice. And then his camouflage pants with the two pouches on the side, his knee pads, and then of course the Sarge's boots, which are in green and black. Very well done when it comes down to the actual look of this figure. They did a beautiful, beautiful job. All right, so let's get into some articulation. All right, everyone. So that is my look at the articulation. I put them in a couple moves, or a couple poses for you guys, I should say, with the different weaponry and other accessories, different hands. You know, put it through a little music just to kind of spice it up a little bit. But I have to honestly say, this has got to be one of the best figures, in my opinion, only for nostalgic reasons, because of the fact that it is Sergeant Slaughter from back in the 80s, from the cartoon. Now, as far as for classified series, I'm glad they didn't give him any kind of weird stuff or anything like that. They kept him to his actual old uniform, his look, and everything, which is great. Like I said, I will do a Valaverse comparison to this Hasbro version. That will be coming up after this video here, but keep an eye out for it. But enough of my rambling. Let's get into taking a look at some comparisons, and that will start us off with Stalker. This is how he compares to Stalker. Here's how he compares to the G.I. Joe Classified Spirit and Freedom. Here's how he compares to the Mafex Black Costume Spider-Man. And here's how he compares to the G.I. Joe Classified Series Roadblock. Okay guys, so just real quick, as I was doing the comparison, I just happened to notice, I really just happened to notice that this top half of Sergeant Slaughter is the same top half that you have with Roadblock. So it's reuse. So the whole tank top, the whole everything, the arms, you know, he doesn't have gloves, so the hands are different, but he has the wristbands. And also, if you look underneath here, he has that belt. That belt right there, that's the exact same belt that the Sarge has here. So even this part here that they put a little camouflage on Sarge, it's still the same. The pants are a little different because he has a couple different pockets and stuff like that. So I don't know if those came from somewhere else. And we all know that the boots are different. But this upper torso is the same as Sarge's, it's the same as Roadblock's. And that's cool. I mean, Hasbro, you know, they did a reuse, and they're known for that. I mean, it's not a whole brand new buck. So there's mix and match pieces. So yeah, you know, I'll go check to see if I can see what, now that I see that, if there is a difference between the bottom halves, or, you know, the same as to another Joe on those legs, because those legs, you know, they're not Stalkers, because Stalkers are, you know, legs are thinner. But anyway, whatever, I just wanted to point that out, that this top half is actually reused from Roadblock, and that's cool. That's cool. What Hasbro has done is they have brought back a nostalgic figure from back in the day, and it's cool that the original, the real Sergeant Slaughter gave his okay for them to use his likeness, so we can get this figure back in this line, and that's awesome. And I'm glad he gave it to Valaverse also, because Valaverse did a beautiful job with him being older, because if you read the bio on that character, it is an older Sergeant Slaughter after he's already left G.I. Joe. The only thing, and I know it's reuse, like I said, of Roadblock, the only thing is you have you don't have the pinless arms, and that's the only thing that kind of bothers me a little bit. I mean, you know, he's a newer figure, he should have had pinless arms, but he does have the pinless legs, and, you know, I mean, you know, you got to give a little bit to get a little bit, I guess. But anyway, that's my review. This is a cool figure. They did a great job, regardless if it's reuse or not. Hasbro has done a great job with this figure. When I got it in hand, I was actually like in awe, because I wasn't expecting them to be this good, and they knocked it out of the park. So thumbs up to you guys over at Hasbro. Great job. And guys, if you're new to the channel, Please subscribe, hit that like button, hit the notification bell so you never miss out on anything new. And please share the videos. Everybody who's been showing love to the channel, I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. New, old, existing people who have left, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review of Sergeant Slaughter. And with that being said, I catch you all on the flippity flip.